اليوم راح نحكي على موضوع هو مهم جدا الحقيقة، هو DPP-4 inhibitor structure activity and pharmacological relationship. الحقيقة إذا نحكي DPP-4 inhibitor راح يطرق بالنا diabetes disease. Diabetes disease is a very common health problem and it's getting increased with time. So that we see right now in 2013 about 400 million people are diabetic, and this number is growing to be about 600 million people. We see from the distribution of diabetes in the Arabic country, we see about 35 million people. So it's very big problem, especially in Iraq. We don't have a certain statistic. We see in Saudi Arabia and Emirat about 30% of population are diseased with diabetes. So it's a big problem. Actually, the current treatment for diabetes are either insulin resistance sensitizer اللي هو الميتفورمين والثيازين دايزار، وايضا we have السلفونيليوريا and glynatide to increase the secretion of insulin from beta cell. Sometimes these drugs fail to control hyperglycemia, especially the postprandial hyperglycemia. There is hormones in the body that regulate the postprandial hyperglycemia. Actually, they named incretin. There are two types of hormones secreted from the intestine or GIT. The first one, which is called GIP, or sometimes called gastroinhibitory peptide, or glucose-dependent insulinotropic polypeptide. And the other important one, which is the glucagon-like peptide, GLP-1. This is very important hormone, and it actually has a multiple effect on controlling glucose after meal and also to enhance insulin release. We see this hormone secreted from the large intestine and will act to has a multiple effect. One effect is decrease the glucose secretion from the liver by decreasing the glucagon release, and this is very important to shut down the internal glucose delivery to the system. Also increase the activity of the beta cell to increase the most important thing, which is the glucose-dependent insulin secretion. This is what it's beneficial over the sulfonylurea. The sulfonylurea is always opening the secretion of insulin, whether there is food or no. Sometimes result in what's called hypoglycemia. But in case of the DPP-4 inhibitor, we have to increase the insulin secretion after food by the mediated. This effect is mediated by the GLP-1. Also, GLP-1 has an additional effect, increase the brain satiety, glycosylated region. We see that the active site is serine 630. Actually, it's flanked by classic serine peptidase motif sequence, which is the target for many DPP-4 inhibitor. Actually, this site will hydrolyze the N-terminal of incretin and volume amino acid, will result in rapid degradation of this enzyme. This is another figure for the structure. We see the C-terminal catalytic site where the incretin will be destructed at the N-terminal, and the cysteine-rich type and the other flexible segment that bound the enzyme to the membrane. Actually, the DPP-4 enzyme is highly distributed in the body. It's present in the epithelial cell, capillary, endothelial, and lymphocyte. Therefore, it's present in all tissue in the body. Actually, in the GIT, biliary tract, exocrine, kidney, thymus, so that it deactivate the GLB1. We see that the important thing in the catalytic site is what's called the S pocket site. This, see the S pocket site, this is a side opening. Actually, the pocket site have two orifices, either from the lower face, which is a small one, and the large orifice is the side opening, where the drug is entered to the catalytic site in serine 630. This is the importance of this structure and the activity relationship of different type of DBB4, because it's given a new home for diabetes for control of postprandial hyperglycemia, and which is reflected by the HbA1c level. As we know, the more than 6.25 HbA1c level is called for control of blood sugar. This is give a good chance for diabetic patient to control HbA1c, either alone, monotherapy with diet and exercise in the beginning of diabetes, or in the severe type of hyperglycemia, or in combination with metformin, which is worldwide known combination and gives better result, or as additional add-on to the sulfonylurea, or sometimes as triple therapy for glucovans, which is metformin, daonine, glincamide, and using sitagliptin or vildagliptin. So therefore we have two types of DBB4 inhibitor. A type that is true substrate for the enzyme that compete for with GLB1 and inhibit the destruction of GLB1. That's why we get the effect of GLB1. The other type is non-substrate-like inhibitor, which only covering the entrance to the catalytic site, serine 603, so that also it's inhibit the binding of the GLB1 to the catalytic site. From this picture, we see the structure of all types of DBB4. We see sitagliptin and the allogliptin. It's not available in Iraq, actually. And we have the substrate acting as inhibitor, and the other type is incompetitive. So, as we predict, the sitagliptin will be weaker in effect and last for less time than the true substrate that acting as inhibitor. Vildagliptin or sitagliptin actually clinically more potent than the allogliptin and sitagliptin, and we will look why this actually. So that, for example, this is the structure of vildagliptin inside the S pocket, so inhibit the time. And also when the dissociation actually is very slow, that's why also give a new time to GLB1 to out. So in case of a competitor inhibitor, sitagliptin, it's only inhibitor for the enzyme by blocking the opening to the activity.
ال DPP4 inhibitors. يعني بما يخص الابوبتوسيس الانكريتين ميميتكس يقلل الابوبتوسيس اكثر مما يخص الدي بي 4. ممكن تناولت هذا؟
والله الاكزيتينايد الحقيقه this is نسميه الجي ال بي ميميتك. الحقيقه هو الافكت مالته دايركت، هو مو اندايركت، هو directly acting on the receptor of GLB1, so it does not need an increase of GLB. GLB حقيقة هو شو وقت يطلع on need with diet. إذا ماكو diet ما ينطرح GLB، بينما الإكزيتينايد it's always present in the circulation, so it has more chance to activate the beta cell. You get it?